Welcome back to Do-It-Myself Garage. Roxy and I are outside. Took down the Christmas lights. Olaf is stuck. He's literally frozen in the ground. The cord is anyway. But what a beautiful day out. It's in the 50s. It's actually 50 degrees in my garage. I actually bought a thermometer finally. 50 degrees out here in the garage, so a lot more comfortable to work out here now. I finished a few things on the car off camera. I got both headlight motors installed. Still have to finish the wiring on those. It's just two wires to hook together. I'm digging out a bunch of stuff. I took down my big blue wall. God, I'm not going to be heating out here anymore. Should be warm enough outside to keep the garage warm. And you can see back there in the corner, got the transmission sitting there on the floor. So I got to get that pulled out of there. I've been working on the transmission mount today, finding the right nut and stuff for it, because this one's a little different than the other one that was in there, and I didn't have a nut for it, so I went and bought a jam nut for it, so it'll a crimp nut, so it'll basically stay on there. It's better. I think they're a little better than a nylock because it's actual metal on metal interference. Right now I'm just working on cleaning up the bolts that hold the transmission onto the cross member, and these were a little nasty and greasy, so just cleaning them up a little bit with a wire brush. Nobody else will ever see them. Not doing a concourse restoration here, so they don't have to be perfect. But also didn't want the threads all full of gunk either, so just kind of cleaning them up a little bit, so when I put them in there they should be a little bit better. I cleaned up the threads on the transmission already. At least I think I did. Just want it to go back together a little bit better. Cleaning stuff up doesn't hurt nothing. These bolts, nothing super critical. I didn't feel replacing them was completely necessary. They're under the car, they don't get seen, so I had the correct ones, so they're gonna go back in. Alright. I'm thinking I should take that carburetor off of there just to make sure I don't mash it up. I really don't like using the plates on the carburetor to pick it up. It's aluminum manifold, but at least this way I won't mash it up. So let's take this off of here. Just one less thing in the way of the chains. Alright, let's put something over this so we don't drop nothing in here. Good old painter's tape. Alright, now we don't have anything random falling down our intake. Don't drain all that dirt in my engine. Should have wiped those down first. Alright, got interrupted. Let's get the rest of these chains on here. said I was a professional. All right. I think I'm going to go get a tire to set under. Well, that ain't gonna work either, because I gotta have room for the. No, I think a tire will work. We'll grab a tire. Everybody should have at least one spare tire. Okay, let's see if I can set this on there gently. Is that going where I want it? Kinda. I gotta come this way a little bit more because I don't have enough room for the flex plate. Forgot about that part of it. So I've got to get the flex plate on the engine. I've got to get the torque converter put into the transmission. Let me see if I'll set it down here so it'll just kind of sit down nice and behave without hitting anything. I can just leave a little bit of a weight on it. This is still holding it, but it kind of gets me in the right spot here. Okay, so let's get that flex plate on there. All right, so I've got the flex plate on there. It'll only go on one way. There's these little tabs on here that kind of point up, and they have to be pointing up and out. And this pattern is not exact, so when you spin it around, I don't know if it's balanced to something. Maybe it's supposed to line up with a certain part of the crank. This is the aftermarket crank. I'm going to put some blue Loctite on these. Not red. One's going good now. This starter worked with this ring gear before, so we should be good. Let me figure out what the torque needs to be on those and get them all torqued down. According to Butler, 95. And then 40 for the transmission to the block. Well, normally you got to put something on here in order to keep it from spinning, but let's see what I can do. Might get lucky here. I'm gonna end up breaking that thing. I know I will. Turning the engine over, I know it will, which is fine. I gotta find top dead center again later anyway. I was just trying to get close. I wasn't actually trying to torque it, but guess from the center, or those are fairly close to center. I'm not turning the engine over yet. Oh, there we go. Engine turned just a little bit. Okay. There's 95. 95. 95. 95. And last one. All right, we're good. And it did say on Butler Performance to use thread locker. All right, so it's 40 foot-pounds for the bolts that hold this onto here. Let's see if I can do this without looking like a complete fool. Foul. I already filled this up to the top with transmission fluid, and it all the way went kind of down to the about halfway. So it kind of filled up the fin, so I should be good to throw it up here on the transmission. And yeah, I'm gonna spill some, I'm sure. Now I just gotta get it in there and get it pushed all the way in. Hopefully this goes well. that feels like she's all the way in. Okay, I'll know when I bring it up if I'm having problems, because there should be a little bit of a gap to pull this out away from there, just a little bit. I need to get this a little bit more level, and so I'm going to jack this back up. Looks like my aluminum case was so much lighter when there was nothing in it. So basically you got these two pieces here. Need to lift this up on there and get these bolts started. So now, actually, I can actually get it to tilt this way a little bit. Tilt down. Oh yeah, here she comes. I'm really close. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to pull it on there with the bolts. You will break this. This is just aluminum. Okay, I think I need to crank it up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now I'm tilted a little too much. Okay, come back this way, baby. Okay, let it down just a little bit. Whoa! Didn't I say a little bit? Alright. Yeah, that one is actually started. So you want to be real careful here not to pull this in with the bolts. So get them lined up, I definitely want to get them started though. Alright, let me grab my gloves. I think I can lift this edge a little bit. If I can get both those dowels to start, I think I'll be golden. There we go. Got that dowel. Got that dowel. I'm going to grab a ratchet. I'm going to get those started. Again, I'm not going to pull it up. That's going to be huge. Okay, there's still a gap there. I'm not pulling it up tight or nothing with the bolts. That one's obviously not started. There we go. Can't put it in the same hole as the dowel dummy. I am drawing it up a little bit now because I do know I have it lined up. There we go. Not sure how I'm going to do the torque converter bolts. Might wait to do them until it's in the car. But I definitely have to remember to do those. There we go. She is together. Oh man, is that ever a relief. Oh, I wish I had more time to get more done. But I don't have the time nor the help to get it done today. My friend has to work in the morning and it's kind of late on a Sunday already, so just not gonna happen. I think we're gonna call that a video for the week. Got the headlights done. What else did I finish? Oh, I put the sealant on the air box, on the heater box. So yes, I listen to your comments. It's a good idea to do that stuff. Sometimes I put stuff off, and then with the comments, you guys are right. So hopefully next week will be us putting the engine and transmission in the car. I've got the bolts for the cross member, got the cross member pads. These are not the correct one for 68 GTO, but they are the correct ones for the cross member that I have. And I say that's probably the biggest thing, is actually getting the engine physically in the car on the mounts, and then we can start putting everything back together. One of the other things I did off camera today, I received the little heat shield that goes on the starter solenoid. It's like this big. It's just a tiny little thing. I was kind of disappointed, to be quite honest, but I already bought it, not going to return it. I put it on there. Nothing really to see. Family does take up a lot of time, and they are the priority right now. It is springtime. I really want to get this car going, and we're really close. There's still snow on the ground here in Minnesota, so I'm not in a huge rush to get out. We like to have at least 2 good solid rains to get all the salt off the roads. So again, keep following along. I appreciate the comments and questions. It is appreciated. Let me know if I missed something, and I definitely got to get those torque converter bolts in there yet. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. I might jack it up, put some stands or something under it so I can do it while it's out of the car. I feel a lot better about being under it if it's actually on the mounts in the car. And I might have to take it apart again. So if that's the case, it'd be kind of nice not to have it all bolted together. I only use blue Loctite on the bolts for the transmission to the engine. So if I do have to take it apart, it's not a big deal. Anyway, thanks for everybody following along, like, subscribe, all that great stuff, and see you in the next video.